What's up, everybody? It's your girl, Erica, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Thank you for tuning in. Happy Monday, and also happy MLK Day, or Martin Luther King Jr. Day. We honor the life and the legacy of Martin Luther King Jr., or at least I do. I know what he did for our people. You know, I have parents and grandparents and even great-grandparents who at some point in time sort of told me about segregation and how, and racial discrimination, and how, what the things that they experienced during that time, during the 50s, the 40s, the 50s, the 60s, and all of that. And so we know that Martin Luther King had a dream, and now for many of us, we are living the dream that he talked about. Unfortunately, we are sort of taking steps in the wrong direction. Now it's not good, but we do know that part of his dream, we are living the dream. Many of us were able to go to school. Many of us were able to go to school, of course, and have jobs. We work with all different kinds of races and cultures and different people. We are somewhat living the dream, but again, things seem to be going in a negative direction. But I'm not here just to talk about that. But we honor Martin Luther King Jr. and his life, a short life, but a life well lived. And yeah, that's what we're here to do. Honor him. Also, I am here because it was also my birthday, guys. Yes, my birthday is January the 18th. I turned 49 years old. I'm certainly not ashamed of it. A year from 50. It is nail biting in a way, but I am grateful to be here. I am grateful to be alive and healthy and well. I know what that is. When I was younger, I couldn't even imagine being 40 years old, and now I'm here. When I was younger, my grandfather used to tell me, okay, once you get older, you're going to start having 2 birthdays at a time. And I was like, Granddaddy, whatever. That sounds crazy. But I understand what he means. It just, as you get older, it appears that the time speeds up, and I do feel that way. My birthday is at the beginning of the year. Right now, it's January the 19th. Next thing we know, it's April, and then it's July, and then we're saying Merry Christmas and Happy New Year all over again. So I totally get what he was saying. But again, I had a wonderful, amazing birthday. I can't complain. I told you guys last week that I was going to try to just do little things for myself. And then also I got some surprises from my family and friends and all that stuff. I had a really, really great birthday. I celebrated yesterday from morning until the night. Had a great day. And thank you to all of you who said happy birthday to me and wished me happy birthday. I really appreciate it. We live in a world where, it's all about self. It's all about yourself and building yourself up. And sometimes people don't, we take people's kindness for granted. Everyone or anyone who has said happy birthday to me, thank you so much. I don't take it for granted. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I really appreciate it. I'm always grateful for it because I know you don't have to do it. So thank you, guys. I'm still in a little celebratory mood. But anyway, I am here to do my Married to Medicine review. That is what I'm here to do. This is season 12. And of course, it's episode 7. It was called Boots on the Ground. Guys, I took notes. I didn't see it last night because I was actually out and about. I watched it this morning, and I gotta be honest, guys, I really wasn't in tune with it. It was a dramatic episode. It was a lot going on, but at the same time, I guess just because I said, let me watch this episode so I can, come down and review it. But at the same time, too, I don't think I took it all the way in like I normally do. So I'll probably watch the episode again. I probably missed something, but I mean, I have like 3 pages of notes, so maybe I got it, maybe I didn't, but we'll see as we go on. So let's get started. Again, like I said, it's called Boots on the Ground. The opening scene, we finally see Angel's house. We go to Angel's house. Angel invited Heavenly, Mimi, and Quad over for lunch. She had food and drinks for the ladies. It's good to see Angel in her, in her natural habitat, or in her home and in her space. Normally we've been seeing Angel kind of acting like as a friend of, just coming to the events, but we we actually see Angel at home. She has a very nice home. Heavenly was even joking about how far Angel lived. There are some people who just live away from everyone. And I think Atlanta, their suburbs are so spread out. So a lot of times, people, they live, I don't think any of the ladies live in the same vicinity, but Angel probably lives the farthest, because Heavenly definitely made mention of it and she complained about it. But it was just a joke. I don't think it was anything to be taken seriously. We also see now what Married to Medicine is doing now too. We also see where Married to Medicine actually, they have like dual scenes. So they may have the men talking and the women talking. Well, this particular time, it was Angel, Heavenly, Mimi, and Quad, and then we had Brandy, Toya, Dr. Contessa, and Dr. Simone at a bar. So the conversation sort of flipped back and forth, and this is how the conversations actually went. Dr. Contessa said, hey, I'm sorry I missed Dr. Heavenly's her family reunion. Toya said, well, did you know that Dr. Heavenly had a brother? And so Dr. Contessa said, no, I mean, a brother. Did she take a blood test? And Toya was like, yeah, that's what I wanted to know, like where this guy came from. Well, we flip back. They talk about how they had a great time at Heavenly's event, the family reunion. Somehow the brother actually was mentioned. Heavenly says she enjoys having a brother. Initially, her brother was a little skeptical about it because I guess he just didn't want to sort of put her on the spot or maybe be around a lot of people. Maybe they're trying to forge and build a relationship. But he came nonetheless, and he actually had a great time. So it ended up being like a great idea. And I can see where Heavenly is very happy to have her brother. When she met up with her brother last week on last week's episode, I said that I could see that Heavenly actually likes having a brother. I don't know how Heavenly would have acted if it were a sister or if it were a woman. But with her, we know Heavenly's relationship with men. Heavenly gives me the impression she's not really a girl's girl. She has friends, but she's more like that woman that feels more comfortable around more men than women. And I can kind of tell she likes having a brother. And I'm almost sure today, they filmed the show probably last summer. I'm sure today they're probably super duper close, and I'm sure we'll hear more about Heavenly's brother by the time the reunion comes around. So it's good for Heavenly. I can see her just being a little softer. She has a big brother now. But so they were talking about that. And then Angel said, well, Angel sort of brought up the fact that how Heavenly has been like a big sister to her and how she enjoyed the event. And it was just good to kind of have like the family there. She said, at least, you know how to be a big sister to me, because Toya certainly, because there is somebody in the group that doesn't. So they were kind of like, well, who is she talking about? Well, they knew who she was talking about. So she said, well, Toya, I thought Toya was cool. Toya was supposed to hook me up with somebody. Toya embarrassed me with my friend that I actually brought to the party. Well, her friend Bernard, they've known each other for over 10 years. They dated. It could have been an off and on thing, or maybe they dated for a while and they're trying to rekindle something at this particular time. Angel said she was very embarrassed by how Toya talked to him and to her about each other at the family reunion. And I agree with Angel. Toya embarrassed them. I know that there are some people who are honest. There is a difference between being honest and brutally honest. There is a time and place for everything. And unfortunately, Toya does not understand tact, and she doesn't understand that there is a time and place for everything. She just goes with the flow or how she feels, and oftentimes Toya is wrong. You don't question someone. It's the minute you meet them. You don't come off the cuff asking them 1,001 questions. This is not 50 Cent. 50 Cent saying, I got 21 questions. But Toya, you have to read the room. And at that particular time, that was not the time for you to say anything to Angel, especially with you not knowing Angel as well as you know Quad, Dr. Simone, Dr. Jackie, Dr. Heavenly. Angel is new to the group, and I think that Toya actually crossed the line. So Angel was right in that. Quad said, hey, she definitely broke girl code. And I agree with Quad. That's exactly what it was. I would never do that to my friend. I would never even do that to anyone that I barely know. It's none of my business. That's how I feel about it. It's none of my business. Or you know how they say, you speak when you're spoken to. If someone asks you a question or you're in a conversation, sure, you can actually converse with the person. You can say things, but you should know what to say and what not to say, especially at Toya's big age. I think Toya's 49 years old like me. And so she should definitely know better, regardless of whether she's filming a show or not. I don't even think it has anything to do with the show. I just think that that's how Toya is. But that part was wrong. So like I said, then they go back to Toya. She also mentioned Angel. She said one of the things that she doesn't like or she didn't care for is that Angel is a nice girl, but she doesn't know where Angel's coming from. Basically, she was saying she was going to hook Angel up with someone she considers family, and she was angry because she felt like Angel was playing around, and she was like, I'm not going to hook you up with somebody that I consider family if you're not going to be serious. If you're just out here trying to play games or whatever, I'm not down for that. Well, the other ladies did check Toya. Brandy, Contessa, and Simone basically told Toya that she was wrong for what she did, whether it was in their confessional or face-to-face. I know for a fact Brandy and Dr. Contessa was like, girl, like, what are you doing? Simone kind of laughed, but Simone was kind of laughing, I think, in response to them. But Simone even said in her confessional that Toya was wrong, and Toya was being tacky Toya as usual. So as they continued to talk, Dr. Contessa even made a little joke with Dr. Simone and saying, hey, well, something about the guy Bernard, girl, you can always look him up or whatever the case may be. And so, Simone leaned into the joke, they high-fived each other, and Simone wasn't taken aback by anything. So of course she doesn't even know yet that Dr. Heavenly told Quad that Simone wanted the VIN number to that Bentley or that Rolls, I'm sorry, not the Bentley, the Rolls Royce that King gave Quad last year as a present. Heavenly, she doesn't know that Heavenly said it. So we'll see what happens with that later. So we go on Quad. So now Quad is kind of mad. She's, Quad kind of references Simone, and she's saying, why would Simone do that? Why would she look that up? Does she not want to see me happy? Does she not want me to have nice things? What is it? Well, Quad, it's not that it's not that Simone doesn't want you to be happy or to see you with nice things. I just believe that you have just bought into everything that Heavenly tells you. You don't realize that Heavenly wants to keep everybody at odds. I think I said in my video from last week, and I said it last season, Heavenly plays everybody like a puppet. She has everybody on a string, and she's constantly moving the strings. Heavenly has learned how to do that. That's how she's lasted on the show without giving us a lot of personal story, because she knows how to pull the strings of everyone else. So now Quad is thinking Simone is jealous of her. Well, Quad must have thought everyone was jealous of her in season 9, because when she bought the house by herself as a single woman, she let everyone know that she didn't have a man, she didn't have a husband, she didn't need any help to get the house. She stood there at a holiday party on her balcony with her mom and told everybody about how she worked hard to get what she has, and basically she's a bad BI and she did it all on her own and she doesn't need a man, and yada 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 yada. Well, I didn't really, it didn't really rub me the wrong way, because I know how Quad is, but at the same time, I just felt like Quad was going overboard with that. But Quad, Simone is not jealous of you. And I'm mad because we finally got to a place where Quad and Simone are cool and they're not fighting, and we're not having to see that in every episode. And now it feels like we're getting ready to take a step backward into Quad and Simone, Dr. Simone, fighting all over again. So Dr. Contessa said that she said the women are fighting. She doesn't like it. They're in a bad place, and she wants to host a girls' trip. And, Dr. Simone joked with Contessa and said, hey, last girls trip we went on, basically you were going at Heavenly. You were about to fight Heavenly. And so Dr. Contessa was like, look, that was 365 days ago. I'm different now. I'm a new person. And hopefully this girls trip will sort of bring us together. So we will see. And of course, Dr. Contessa will be hosting this time. So hopefully she will have some good things for the ladies. So Dr. Heavenly told the Quad and Angel and Mimi that, hey, she's running for office. She says she wants to hold sort of like a press conference to announce her running for this position. And the girls were in full support of her. They say that they will definitely back her 100%. Well, then we move to a scene where Heavenly's holding her first press conference outside. She has now made Quad her campaign manager. She said that her and Quad are very, very close. Quad knows her, and so she feels like that's the way to go. She said Quad knows what she's doing. She's a smart girl. Even when Dr. Contessa sort of questioned her about it, like, are you sure this is what you want to do? Why did you choose Quad? Heavenly said, I'm definitely sure this is what I want to do. So Heavenly is running. I wrote it down. She's running for District 93, the District 93 state representative in Georgia. And she launched the campaign. She had people sitting outside. Some were family members. Some could have just been spectators. I'm not sure, but there were a few people there. Of course, Heavenly got upset. She was sort of like asking the people to move forward. People wanted to sit where they wanted to sit. I don't think people wanted to sit close together because they were saying how hot it was outside that particular day. But Heavenly was like, come on now, like y'all, stop acting that way and this, that, and other. We know how Heavenly gets when Heavenly cannot control a situation, or if Heavenly feels like she's being rejected or pushed off in any way, she starts to go crazy. So of course, like I said, all the ladies arrived. Dr. Simone was the last one to get there. She was stuck in traffic, but the other ladies were there. Toya and Brandy were sort of turned off by Heavenly's comments from the mic, and they were very loud about it. Of course, Mimi was taking Dr. Mimi. She's with the, she's on Dr. Heavenly's side. She's on the other side. So she was taking mental notes of everything that Nurse Brandy and Toya were saying about Heavenly's behavior. Hey, Dr. Jackie was also saying, hey, Dr. Heavenly's going to have to calm down. These are things that she's going to have to prepare for when she's getting into a political thing. This is not just a friend group. She's really launching herself into something big. Dr. Simone arrives. Toya and Brandy must have been texting Dr. Simone as she got there. She told Toya, thanks for these text messages. I may have to use them later, but she was joking. I don't think she would ever have to use them. So Mimi, Brandy, and Toya were talking. Mimi asked Brandy, I think Angel, I don't know if that was Angel, but Mimi was talking to Brandy, and maybe Quad or someone else was there. I don't think Toya was there, because Mimi said, oh, are you going to endorse Heavenly? And so Brandy said, well, I'm going to, listen to what she has to say, and I'm going to make my decision as time goes on, which is a reasonable thing to say. You don't have to jump on someone's bandwagon just because you know them. So I didn't think that what she said was bad. Well, of course, Mimi said, oh, you're Toya's puppet, so you're going to do exactly what Toya wants you to do. Now, Brandy doesn't give me the impression that she's following behind Toya. Brandy, to me, seems to have her own mind. I can see Mimi following Heavenly and the other girls a little bit more than Brandy. Brandy definitely gives me like leader vibes. Although Dr. Mimi is a psychiatrist or a therapist, Mimi does seem to kind of want to fit in with the Dr. Heavenly. And of course, her soror, Dr. Jackie, and she wants to be on that side, on the affluent side. In her mind, Simone, not even so much Simone, but definitely Toya is just a ghetto bat, and she does not want to be associated with that. So for her to kind of go at Brandy like that, I thought that was kind of off for her to do. And Brandy just told her, basically, I don't want to be analyzed by you. I don't owe you anything. Toya has nothing to do with what I see coming from Heavenly for myself. Brandy said, I don't need your diagnosis. And so, Mimi got a little offended by that. And, Brandy said in her confessional, she said, Mimi just wants me to slide over to their side and slide over to the cool kid side. But to me, they don't seem to be that cool. And I applaud Brandy for having her own mind and saying how she feels. I mean, just because Mimi's saying, hey, things are good and great doesn't mean it'll work for me. And I get that. So when Simone arrived, Simone, was saying, hey, Heavenly's going to have to learn how to tone it down. She's going to deal with, she's worried about Toya, but she's going to have to deal with far more in the political world than somebody like Toya. Like, they're going to be strangers, and they're going to be people challenging you. And if they challenge you, you're going to have to learn how to maybe convert them or pull them over to your side. So stop getting so offended even by the things that Toya or Brandy might be saying. So then we see Dr. Simone and Dr. Jackie. Dr. Simone brings lunch to Jackie's office. I love their scene. Dr. Simone and Jackie have, to me, they have the most genuine friendship because they've been friends the longest. Dr. Jackie and Simone, I don't know if they went through their residency together, but they've been working together for so many years. Well, Dr. Simone announces to Jackie that she's stepping away from the OB side of medicine. She's just going to do the gynecological side. She's only going to do gynecology. She's not going to deliver babies anymore. She told Jackie that she's tired and that, she does not want that life anymore. She's exhausted from that. And Jackie was a little surprised, but hey, what can we say? Jackie wants to basically deliver babies until she just probably just croaks over in the delivery room. That's the impression that Dr. Jackie gives me. I don't see Jackie walking away from medicine or walking away from the obstetric side or delivering babies anytime soon. But Simone even confirmed that she was on the Angela Yee talk show, and she said that December 13th, 2025 was her last day basically delivering babies. So she's just doing the office visit. So Simone is sort of preparing herself for retirement and slowing herself down. She says she needs to get back to her. She says she's burnt out. She's had a lot of responsibility on her. She said when Cecil was in corporate America, he had a good job. He made good money. Once he had to leave corporate America, or he left corporate America, the financial burdens and responsibilities of everything sort of fell on her. When the boys were small, when Cecil kind of came out of corporate America, I don't even think that Miles had even gone to college. So with him leaving corporate America and then the business, that Kids Force business failing, Simone said everything fell on her and it's just been a burden. She said, her and Cecil, they have a decent relationship. She said the sex is good. She said they have a lot of fun together, but she's right now choosing not to have fun with Cecil or be around him. She's trying to figure out if she wants to go forward with Cecil in life or not, because she's so burnt out. She says Cecil doesn't give her the emotional support, and he doesn't see the error of his ways. And we know sometimes that happens with men. A lot of women in marriages, they feel that way. I think we all have to take ownership and responsibility and accountability for what we do, what we say and do, and what we don't say and what we don't do. And marriage is about compromise. It can't just be all about you or me, and it can't just be about you. We have to incorporate some type of unity, and we have to see the other person's side, especially when we love and care about the other person. And so that's what Simone is saying. She said, I'm looking at a life, I may have to leave Cecil behind. And I think Simone is being 100% honest about it. Do I think that Simone wants to leave Cecil right now? She hasn't left Cecil. It's now, like I said, January of 2026. Her and Cecil are still together. But was this a topic of conversation during that time? Yes, absolutely. So Angel has a party, and that was the end of their scene. Jackie was just a good friend. She was listening. Jackie just said we need to incorporate a little more fun. That was Jackie's response to what Simone was saying, was to incorporate fun. Excuse me, whatever that means, Dr. Jackie. But Simone is saying, hey, I don't know if I want to, I might need to sign some papers. But Jackie's saying incorporate more fun. Okay. So anyway, Angel is having a party. She wants to launch her business, or her she's launching a business called Life Angel, and it's a scrubs fashion line. She said that in that business, or in the medical field, when you wear scrubs, you tend to just, everything is like Mimi said, one size fits all, or you just get a shirt and the pants, and it really has no style. After a while, they started incorporating all these little crazy prints, but then again, it's like, who wants to wear like butterflies on their scrubs every day? Or who wants to wear, like, they just had some real crazy prints. I think people started wearing them because you didn't have anything else. But yeah, I mean, I worked in I didn't work necessarily in the medical field, but I did work at a hospital, and we had the option at one time of wearing scrubs. I'm not a nurse, I'm not a doctor, but again, I worked at a major hospital in my area, and like I said, we did have the option of wearing scrubs. The scrubs are very comfortable at times, if you don't feel like sort of putting on because we had to wear business casual. So if you didn't feel like dressing up, of course you can wear scrubs. I didn't choose to wear scrubs all the time. I did have a couple of pair. I have bought scrubs and stuff like that, because you can kind of wear your scrubs with your tennis shoes and just kind of rock it out like that, and just try to make it as stylish as you can. So I know what Angel is saying about that. That's why I couldn't really get into the scrubs that much. So Angel is launching this. Of course, they were kind of joking. They were like, okay, it's not, her stuff looks good, but it won't fit us the same, because some of the girls are not as curvy as Angel. Angel looks great. I mean, Angel is a beautiful girl, and I say that, of course, I am comfortable with me. Angel girl, you got it going on, girl. You look good. Angel has this just pretty little doll face, and her body is like anybody, I don't care who you are, you can say what you want. Even at 49, I would love to have Angel's body. Okay, I'm just saying. But anyway, so they were kind of joking around with that, but she seemed like she has a really good product. They were saying that it seemed like it was quality, they liked the look of it, and they seemed to be in full support of it. So the girls arrive at the party. Once all the ladies get there, Simone was kind of talking to Heavenly about the launch of her political career. She was saying to Heavenly, you're going to have to tone it down. You're going to have to kind of pull back some, whatever the case may be, watch your attitude. So, Heavenly goes to sit down, and then Toya kind of jokes with her, are your feet hurting already, Heavenly? You can't do that when you have a press conference, yada, yada, yada. So they were kind of like tapping at Heavenly a little bit, but nothing for her to really get angry about. But let's be clear, Heavenly doesn't really enjoy these women all like that. I keep saying, guys, I think Heavenly really cannot stand Simone. Heavenly, like, we see them on like live videos where they're out eating lunch and stuff like that, but I just think Heavenly's just doing that to get Simone to talk, because to me, Heavenly just is not like Dr. Simone. To me, she almost likes Toya better than she likes Dr. Simone, and that's weird to me. But anyway, so Heavenly started getting angry. It kind of riled her up a little bit. And Simone was saying, hey, you can't do that. You're going to have more people doing this to you. And are you going to act that way? So the ladies were talking. So it was Mimi, Dr. Contessa, Simone, and Toya. So Contessa was like, well, what is your issue? Mimi, we see what's going on. I don't want this because we're going to go on a girls trip. So that's what Dr. Contessa's focus is, the girls trip. So she said, well, what's your issue, with you and Toya? Because I'm just seeing you guys going back and forth. And so, Toya, like I said, Toya and Dr. Mimi, and I said this at the beginning of the season, they're like oil and water. They don't mix. Mimi looks down on Toya, like Toya's trash. She's a ghetto bat. She doesn't have any couth. She's not sophisticated. She doesn't have it together. And Mimi doesn't like that. Meanwhile, Toya looks at Mimi as a very judgy, uppity, snobby little wench. That's how Toya looks at her. And so they butt heads all the time. And Toya too said, I don't want to be psychoanalyzed by Mimi. And so when Angel eventually that conversation kind of dissipates a little bit because Angel unveils her scrubs. And even Dr. Simone, I just wanted to say too, Dr. Simone kind of, tapped at Mimi and saying, okay, Heavenly's gone. She's upset, but hey, do you want to stand here with us? Because we're not your tribe. We're not your crew. So, and Mimi was like, oh, well, I can leave, which what Simone was trying to say is that Mimi, you're already taking sides. So again, like I said, Angel unveiled her scrubs. The girls, everybody was in support. Then Contessa pulls everyone together and says, I want to have a girls trip because this group is way too divided. Angel asks Toya, just say, well, Toya, I want to ask, before we go on this girls trip, I want to ask what kind of friend you are. So Toya was like, well, girl, she said, I didn't like what you did. So she said, well, look, we'll have a one-off. We'll have a one-on-one or whatever. So Angel was like, okay. So then, Angel, she said, well, I'm just, so she was like, well, why are you bringing it up now? She said, because we can talk about it another time. So Angel was like, well, I don't like being a fake friend. I'm not a fake friend. So Toya was like, but you're making something out of nothing and you're doing this in front of the group. So naturally, you know what you're doing. You don't want to talk to me one-on-one. You don't want to have the conversation. You want to do this in front of the group and make something out of nothing. So then they kind of get into it. They start talking about loyalty and stuff like that. And so, Toya said, I'm not that girl. I am a good friend. She said, Simone, vouch for what kind of friend I am. Simone said, oh, you are very loyal. So then Dr. Heavenly says, well, Simone, you can take a page out of that book. So Simone was like, girl, I'm good. Like, she didn't even think anything about it. So then Quad mentions to Simone, well, I heard that you wanted the VIN number from my car. So they start getting into it. So Simone said, Quad, I don't want the VIN number. I don't look up VIN numbers. I look up like properties and real estate and stuff like that. Well, they get into it. Quad loses it. And I know that Quad is under pressure because she's trying to have a baby too, but Quad gets loud. Her and Simone, she's jumping in Simone's face. They have to separate them. Quad, you don't even have to do all that, girl. You don't even have to get yourself riled up and sweated up because Simone is not a fighter. She already told us this. Simone will go toe-to-toe with you with her mouth, but Dr. Simone has always said, I'm not going to fight anyone. So Quad, again, like I said, they kept going. They have to pull Quad away. I'm just looking at my notes. Quad was like, you're jealous of me. I live well. And that's your problem. You don't like how I live and stuff like that. So Simone, of course, is going toe to toe with Quad. Well, you have a lot of debt. Yeah, you have nice things, but you have a lot of debt. So, and like I said, I believe Heavenly has just made Quad believe that Simone is jealous of her. That's all I have. She's made her believe that. Simone really doesn't have anything to be jealous of Quad about. Simone has her same house. She's pretty much lived very... Out of all of the ladies on the show, Simone is the most simplest one. She really is. Even with her clothes, although Simone looks so much better, she's dressing better, all those things. But Simone is more of the simple girl out of the group. I don't feel like Simone is jealous. If Simone was really jealous of her, Simone could have everything. Simone could have a brand new house. Dr. Simone could be, she could be Quad's neighbor. Dr. Simone does have a Maserati, a Porsche. She does have all the expensive cars. I just don't think the home thing is her big deal. She enjoys the house her house that's probably paid for. And so I don't really feel like Simone is jealous. But then Heavenly, she had to incorporate herself back into the storyline. So she said, well, Simone's just going off because Simone is unhappy with Cecil. Well, we know that Simone, she's using stuff, and that's what Heavenly does. She pulls information out of people. People give her information, and then she launches it back at them later and tries to like blow up the scene and blow up their spot. So she said, well, Simone is acting crazy, and that's because I'm sorry that you don't have, a husband that works, because my husband's a doctor, and I'm sorry. So there she is poking at Cecil, poking at someone's husband, and Heavenly needs to stop doing that, because I can assure you there will be a time, whether it's during the Married to Medicine seasons or even after, we're going to find out something about Dr. Damon, and you can rest assured that something will come out about Dr. Damon before it is all over. So maybe Dr. Damon may be living walking a straight line right now, but we don't know if he's always done it. And I'm hoping that it doesn't come out, because Heavenly's going to be destroyed, because these women, Heavenly, all the stuff that you said about other people, girl, you're gonna have to eat your words. And I'm talking about a big plate of it. And I know you have gotten small and you've lost your weight, you look great, but baby, you will be eating a full plate of regret if some stuff comes out about Dr. Damon. But anyway, she's yelling, she's saying Simone is not happy. Simone is not even hid the fact that she's not happy. So I don't even know why she's going there. But anyway, Simone is yelling back at Quad. Simone is still upset. Simone is now emotional and she's sensitive, and she can't believe that Quad came that way. Dr. Simone even said that to Toya and Brandy. She said, can you believe what Quad did? And Toya told her right. She said, why would you tell Heavenly? Heavenly's not even your real friend. Dr. Simone said, well, I don't even talk to Heavenly that much. But she said, you talk to her enough to tell her that. Like, basically, it's your fault, because you should not have ever said anything like that to her, knowing that she would take it back. She doesn't like you. She's not your real friend. And Toya was 100% correct. As loud and as obnoxious as those people are, and as Toya is, and how just tacky Toya is. One thing I will say about Toya has never been wrong about someone's character on this show. Never. If you go back from season 1 until season 12, Toya could always spot when someone was being fake. Toya could always call out when somebody was doing wrong or doing something they had no business. Toya has always been that person. So I'm going to give Toya credit for that, because Toya was right. Dr. Simone should not have told it, and I've been saying it from the beginning. Dr. Simone, who will probably never see my videos, but I want to tell her, Dr. Simone, I really like you. I've always liked you from the beginning, and anybody who knows me knows that I have said that, and I even said that when I started reviewing the show last year. Love your personality, very down to earth, but I have always said, I'm sorry, this thing just keeps coming up. I've always said from the beginning, Heavenly does not like you, and she's not your friend. And I really wish that you could see through Heavenly for who she really is. Heavenly's not going to do that to Quad. Well, she tried it with Quad, but Quad checked her. But Heavenly's not going to do that to Jackie. She know Toya's going to pull her card, but it's something about Heavenly that, to me, Heavenly doesn't want Simone on the show. Heavenly really wants Simone gone. Heavenly really wants Simone out of the way. Heavenly really does not care for Simone, and I don't know why. And it's not because she's loud and she yells. It's not because she's a jealous person. It's something about Heavenly that she wants to move Simone out of the way. But that's just my opinion. That's how I see it. I've always seen it like that. I did not come to this conclusion yesterday or just watching the show this morning. I've always said that. But anyway, so the girls, they kept yelling. The guys were sort of taking bets as to how long it was going to take them to get into it. I'm sure they're tired of it. Dr. Contessa just keeps saying, look, how are we going to do this? Stop all the yelling. Stop all of this, because we're going on a girls trip. Angel actually comes to, they clear it out. Angel tells Quad to calm down. Angel comes to Simone and say, Simone, what are you doing? You can't keep doing, you're basically ruining my event. I agree with Simone. Simone, did you tell the other ladies, did you talk to your little crew about what they're doing? Yes, I can be responsible for me, but your crew, Quad, came to her, which Quad did. Quad and Simone they were cool. They weren't having any issues at the party. Quad said something to her. Heavenly got it kicked off also with the attitude. So if you're going to check me, you need to check them first. I didn't really see Angel say too much to them other than to calm down. But to basically say that someone was ruining your event, Angel, you were a little off with that, because your event was ruined when Heavenly got angry the first time. That's when it was ruined, when Heavenly got it kicked off. Quad just sort of picked up on that energy and then went for it. But no, Heavenly actually was the one who ruined your actual event. So, Simone said, hey, if you don't want to invite me to any more of your events, I'm cool with it, but I'm just going to let you know, I'm not going to sit here and be quiet. If they're going to come to me and they're going to bring it to me, then I'm going to talk right back. And so Angel was like, oh my God, next time I'm just going to need security. And that was the episode, guys. Like I said, I tried to do my due diligence and give you all of what happened on that particular episode. That was it. If I missed anything, I really don't even think I missed anything as I talked through it, but let me know if I did, and tell me what you think about this episode. Like this video and subscribe to my channel. I know sometimes, like I said, you may not always agree with my opinion, but I truly appreciate you for listening anyway. And like I said, leave me a comment. Hey, as long as it's respectful, I'm down for the comments. Like, just let me know how you feel about it. Even if you don't agree with me, I appreciate that, because sometimes you can give me a perspective that I haven't even seen or looked at it that particular way. So what did you think about this episode? How do you feel about the season thus far? Have you been enjoying it? Their ratings are up. They're doing really, really good. As a matter of fact, they're beating Potomac in the ratings. So tell me what you think about this season. How do you feel about the fighting with Heavenly? Do you feel like Heavenly is in a good spot to win her race? Or how do you feel about her political career? How do you feel about the new girls? Tell me what you think about Angel, Brandy, and Mimi. They all seem to have a voice. They all seem to be, their personalities and who they are starting to really come out, and we're seeing more of them. So tell me how you're adapting to them, and tell me, who did you think actually started the fight at the party? Was it Heavenly? Was it Quad? Or is Simone the actual culprit behind everything falling apart? So I would love to hear your opinion. Again, guys, have a great day. Enjoy your day, whether you're resting, because I know a lot of people were off today. Enjoy your special day, whether you're resting or whether you're doing something with your family or whatever the case may be. I hope you have a great day. Thank you for tuning in, and I will see you guys very soon. Okay, talk to you soon. Bye.